NYC here. It's getting close to witching hour here. 222 Bozo Net coming up, and I'm beaming toward the Bay Area, Santa Cruz, particularly K6NYC.
K6NYC, this is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar.
Well, good evening, Paul. Good to hear you. K6WYS. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6NYC. Welcome back after your little field trips. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi, Mike. Well, it was a successful field trip. We successfully got 3 stations back on the air again with the telemetry running, and so I feel happy about that. And yeah, but I just heard some sad news from Dave, N1PPP, about Kent, KA60SX. He just had all his radio stolen from his house there up in Clear Lake. Over.
Yeah, I heard that. That's unbelievable. Clear Lake, and his house was broken into, and they stole all his radios. What the hell is going on in Clear Lake?
Yeah, well, according to Dave, he lives in a bad neighborhood. It's actually close to the lake, and it's like a small prefab house, and it doesn't really have much of a property around it. So, you know, it's probably easy to get into or break into, I'm afraid, over.
Yeah, but what the hell do they want ham radios for? Or do they steal a bunch of other stuff as well?
I just heard about the radios, and that was it, over.
Yeah, and I wonder where he was when this was going on.
I didn't hear anything about that, over.
Yeah, it's was it a nighttime robbery or daytime? Maybe he was at the store or something, but somebody must have been casing the place if it was a daytime thing. I can't believe they did it while he was in the house. Somebody doing that at my place would end up with a couple of 38 slugs in their butt, over.
Right, well, yeah, he was obviously probably out of the house when it happened, but I don't know whether it was a day or night. So that's pretty sad. So, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, pass the info on and see if we can get lend them some radios, get them back on the air, over.
Yeah, roger. That's a shame. Hey, he lived in Oakland or somewhere around in Oakland for a long time, and I don't think he had any problems there, over.
Yeah, it was someone in the Bay Area. I'm not too sure exactly where, but anyway. So, well, just passing that info on, so I'll you know, keep on with the net, and wish you 73s, and I'll stand by right now. K6WYS.
Okay, but you did get Dave N1PPP as a check-in, is that right?
Oh, yes, roger. Yep, Dave had a good signal here into the foothills, over.
Okay, yeah, you got good signal here too, Paul. I moved the antenna. At first I was down toward Santa Cruz, and I'll go back down there now and see if we've got any other. I'm looking for KW6S, who has missed the last net or two here for some reason. But anyway, good evening to you, and welcome back. And of course, we'll see you tomorrow on 1296. We'll be 110 degrees in the shack in the barn. I'm not looking forward to that, Nat, over.
Oh, yes, it's heating up. We maybe just hit 99 degrees today as a peak, but it's pretty much 95 usually most of the day. Well, you know, it warms up to 95. It's cooling down now. It's probably about 88 outside right now.
Way down to 88, huh? Okay. Yeah, okay. Very good. Well, let me see if I can stir up any more activity. Maybe we'll also hear you on 6 meters at a little bit after 8 o'clock here, 8:30 or so, around that time for 6 meters. 7-3 for now, Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, good signal here on 222, very stable. K6NYC.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, your signal peaked up to almost an S7. A beautiful signal, very strong.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, let me call into Santa Cruz and see if Tom is awake there yet. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC, 222 Bozo Net. Well, I wonder if he's got his 222 system working. I think that may be the problem. I think the last time I talked to him, he was sort of broken on 222, so maybe that's why we're not hearing him tonight. All right, I'll go back into southern Santa Clara Valley and look for a KD6SOK. Let's see if we can get Fred in here. That's pretty much in your direction, Fred. KD6SOK or anybody else in the Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC.
Hey, good evening, Mike. I hear you. You're loud and clear. Strong signal, Mike. Good evening from very hot Santa Clara Valley. Go ahead there, Mike.
Yeah, very good. Not real hot here. It was about 100, as we expected, 100.
Okay, hey, what happened? Who got burglarized?
What happened, what?
You were talking to Paul about somebody who got burglarized. What happened?
Well, we don't know exactly. It was KA60SX who lives in a small little house right on the lake in Clear Lake. He moved up there from the Bay Area. I think he lived in somewhere around Oakland or near Oakland. Lived there for many years, never had a problem. Goes up to Clear Lake and somebody broke into his house there. We don't know when, we don't know any details, but they broke into his house and stole all of his ham radio equipment over.
You're kidding me. K60SX Kent? He lives in a mobile home. That Kent?
Yeah, K6 Ocean Sugar X-Ray.
Yeah, K6OSF. Yeah, I used to talk to him all the time. He lives in, not Oakland, he lives in the Berkeley Hills. Yeah, I can't think of the name at the moment, but I visited him once up there many years ago, and then he moved up to Clear Lake. Wow, that's terrible. So everything was stolen, huh?
Yeah, you'd think he'd moved way out of high crime districts and all that stuff from where he was there. That's Kent, Kilo Echo November Tango Kent. KA60SX, Bozo 160. So he's been around a long time, as you well know, and I used to talk to him all the time when I'd be mobiling around the Bay Area, and we always had good contacts with Kent there in the Bay Area. And then he moved up to Clear Lake, and he's in a bad spot. I only hear him. I've heard him about 3 times. Only about 3 times in the last 5 years since he's moved up there. So he got a terrible location in Clear Lake compared to a lot of the other guys. Anyway, that's the story. So we're kind of looking around. Maybe you can keep an eye out for some good 2-meter or a multi-mode radio that gives him 2 meters and 432. That would get him going. Keep an eye out for something like that, Fred, on the bargain market side of things. I don't know what he's doing to replace it, and I don't know whether he had insurance or not. But anyway, we want to get him back on the air as soon as possible. I could loan him something here, but I don't want to sell him the radios that I have. I have FT100s, but that's overkill for what he wants.
Terribly tragic. I used to talk to him all the time when he lived down here. Oh, that's awful. Well, thanks for letting me know. I'll see what I can come up with.
Yeah, well, just keep your ears to the ground. Somebody that's shrinking their station or shutting down, or an estate sale or something like that, where something like 2 meters. He was on 2 meters. I don't know whether he had 222. I believe he did. But the basic radios at 6, 2, and 432 would be a good start for him, over.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, he had 222 sideband. He did have that. Oh, my goodness. Plus an amplifier. Wow, that's terribly tragic. Yeah, that's a huge loss. I don't know where that's going to end up. Probably on eBay or something.
So anyway, that's a shame, as you say. It's tragic and really a sign of the times, but you wouldn't think it would happen in Clear Lake. I envision Clear Lake as a pretty benign area with minimal crime issues and the minimal drugs and the minimal stuff like that. But I've been up there a couple of times. I used to boat on Clear Lake a couple of times. I broke a prop there one day. Anyway, Judy just walked in here, so let me get the log over in front of her. Just a minute. Here we go.
Okay, Michael, thanks. And hello, Judy. I'll let you go. That's really sad. 86, that's okay.
Okay, thank you, Fred. KD6SOK, K6MYC. What was the first one? Oh, that's 637, K6WIS. K6 Whiskey India Sugar. And then on 1 PPP, November 1, Papa 336. And then we were just talking to Fred.
November 1, Papa.
Yeah, and 1 PPP 336. You got it there. And then 507 is KD6, Sugar Oscar Kilo. KD6SOK, that's Fred. And he's in Cupertino, and he's just, we were lamenting the fact that one of the guys, that 160 that we always check in, all his radios were stolen. He lives in Clear Lake. Who do you want?
6SOK.
Okay. So let's see, who else do we have in the Bay Area for the 222 Bozo check-in night? Over.
WB6JNN.
Yeah, good evening, Jim. WB6JNN, Jim Eagleson there. That's 285. Good evening, Jim. And how was your day today? Was it warmer or cooler over there?
No, it's been about 90 all day. It's that was mostly. Had to go to a doctor's appointment today, but that was good because he didn't find any problems. I called him my micro plumber. Okay.
Yeah, I know about your micro plumber. Yeah. Okay. Good. No problems. That's good news.
Yeah, well, I had cancer for a while, but we got it taken care of about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, no, that's very good to get rid of that stuff. You don't want that big C floating around in you. And I knew you had achieved a pretty good recovery. So hopefully it does not come back and never darkens your door again, Jim. Anyway, good to hear you. And I assume that you did not fly anything because you don't have anything to fly. You haven't had a chance to build the fourth aircraft yet, and the other three are damaged. It was about 100 today here. I worked outside some. I did some raking on the weed eating that I had done yesterday around the barn to get away. I got all the the grass that I mowed or weed eated pulled away. It's now 30 feet from the barn and piles in a pretty safe area. So I've got a fire break across there and bare dirt all the way up to barn doors or barn siding. So it came out pretty good. A little more work to do there, but got the major part of it done. And then we did a little bit of weeding more in the backyard around the pool. That never ends. Keep forgetting to turn off that water out there. Remind me again. I forgot to turn off that little. I have a dripping. You know, that's the hose dripping. Anyway, okay, let's see, who else do we have in the Bay Area? K6MYC, Bozo Net, 222, Bay Area.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, good evening, Ed. WA6AXX, WA6 Alpha X-ray, 773. And how are you doing up there? It's cooler on your side, right? I'm sure of that.
Yeah, it went up to about 86 today, so 86, and then it's going to be hot all week, but that's summer
Yes, it's summer. We're looking at 100, pushing toward 110 tomorrow. Wednesday's supposed to be 112 or something close, and then it gets even hotter. Saturday is supposed to be, I think, the hottest at 113 or something. Not looking forward to those, but we do have a swimming pool here, and I've been in it every day. Probably not as soon as I should get in, but at least we have it as a backup. You're sounding good this evening. WA6AXX, K6MYC, and maybe you can take a listen, and you can see if you can stir up anybody else up there in the Bay Area. Over.
Yeah, hello there, W6PQL.
I hear W6PQL. We'll pick you up, Jim, W6 Papa Queen London, W6PQL 1296. What's up with Jim? And I'll move the antenna a little bit in your direction. Over.
Okay, Mike. Well, band's up and down as it always is, and you're kind of down right now, but still Q5. I've got no noise in your direction. I will when I pick up Steve in Santa Barbara, but I generally narrow it to CW bandwidth of about 100 hertz, and it gets rid of all the noise, so there's no problem communicating with him. Just can't do it on sideband most of the time. But anyway, it was 95 here today. It's going to be in the, right around 100 the next 3 days. We're not going to get quite as hot as you, but we're going to be toasty. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, okay. And we'll either pick up your comments related to Steve at the end of the net here on 222, or we'll catch you on 6 meters, and you can fill us in at that point in time. I'm sure you're going to work him. I'm pretty sure he's back home and anxious to get caught up on all the nets there. Very good. Good strong signal when I got the antenna a little bit more in your direction. A little bit of wavery, fluttery, wavery, but not too bad overall. Okay. Who else do we have in the Bay Area on 222? We're short of people on 222 in the Bay Area these days. W6PQL 1296. So let's see who else we might have. QRZ, the Bay Area, 222 Bozo Net. Over. Okay, very quiet. I thought we might have Russ in here. Russ, I think, is still recovering, but he does have 222 working. So I'm surprised that he's not in here, but maybe he's feeling so good he isn't. He might have gone out for dinner or something. Who knows? Anyway, if we don't hear anybody else in the next call, we'll go off to Oakley and see if we can catch Oakley, and then on up to Sacramento. QRZ Bozo Net 222 beaming the Bay Area, but taking anybody looking for KW6S and K6KLY or anybody else. Over.
711 K6MI.
Okay, we got you, John. Good signal up this way. That's John, K6 Mexico, Italy. K6MI 711. And good evening, John. Are you recovering from your weekend?
Yeah, recovering. I ended up falling down in the garden into a rose bush and smashed my shoulder, so that'll take a couple of weeks to recover, but oh well, one of those things.
What did you do in the rose bush?
I fell down on my shoulder.
Oh boy. And you damaged your shoulder internally, or did you just stick it full of rose bushes?
Both. Yeah, it's pretty sore.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, those are puncture wounds. I'm sure you're treating them appropriately, make them bleed good, and keep an eye on them because they're nasty. But the rose bush is off the ground a ways. It probably doesn't have too much on those thorns. But sorry to hear that. John, what were you doing standing around dancing with the rose bush? Over.
Oh, well, I was climbing down from a ladder, and on the last step, I kind of stepped on the sprinkler, and then that sent me flying and did the Superman act on my shoulder right into the rose plant.
Well, I guess you didn't have your Superman cape on, huh?
226 is here.
226 is here. Okay. We'll catch you. We'll be listening. K6MI.
I said, okay, John. I said, I guess you did not have your Superman cape on. You couldn't fly away, huh?
No, I was flying, but not away.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, hopefully a speedy recovery for you. At least you don't have another contest for a few days, a few weeks. Let's get Ken in here. I got WA6OIB. Good evening, Ken. Good to hear you. After a long weekend and all. Looking forward to another long weekend coming up here. But it's going to be a lot hotter. WA6OIB 226 K6MY.
Okay, very good, Mike. K6MYC. Good evening to you, John, K6MI, and everyone else, WA6 Oscar India Bravo 226. Yeah, it was quite a weekend. I had to work all weekend up at Meadow Lakes, steering in some big satellite dishes, so it was quite a job. Pretty hot up there. Next weekend we will be gone. We're going Friday. We're going to be gone all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday down in LA area. We got several things going on down there. We got a funeral to go. Well, Joe Cadwalader, K6ZMW. We're going to his service on Saturday. We're going down Friday, go to his place, go to his service on Saturday, and then my son, we're going to visit him, and then an old friend of ours from way back is going to be there at their place too. So lots of things going on, but I will be gone from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, okay. Big drift on that transmission, but we copied everything. And I don't know who to tell you to give our condolences to, but anybody that might know us down there at the K6ZMW Funeral or Memorial, please pass along our best wishes and our condolences. We surely didn't expect ZMW to be pushing up daisies at this time. So that's real sad that we lost him. Anyway, fine on your work. You didn't get anywhere near the fires. I think the fires are up at Pine Flat. They were quite a bit north of Meadow Lakes, weren't they, Ken, over?
No, I was south of Meadow Lakes. Pine Flat is south of Meadow Lakes, south and a little bit out to the west. We were up the northern part of it. Meadow Lakes is up, near Albury. So, no, we got a lot of smoke. We were out working out in the smoke, so we could smell that most of the time. So that wasn't healthy, but we had to work outside anyway. These are 2 dishes got moved, and the other one was brand new, so we had a lot of work to do, putting everything together and getting them steered. And we got 2 out of 3 done. The last one the band that they sent to hold the L&B split, so we had to stop. So anyway, I'm waiting for parts for that. So before we get that satellite dish steered into where it needs to be, can't put an L&B in there very well with a split holder there, split ring. Anyway, I hope everybody else has a great week. WA6OIB.
Yeah, well, are we going to hear you the rest of the week, or you're going to be around until Friday?
Yeah, I should be. I still have to go to Meadow Lakes all Wednesday.
Okay. So you're doing something with satellite TV and putting L&Bs up, is that it?
Well, we get our signal for the TV station up there, for Channel 7 up there, for TCT. We get it via IP, but we also have 3 satellite dishes up there. So we had to move 2 of them from the old location. I rebuilt the whole station from scratch at a new site a couple hundred feet below where we were before the fire. And so anyway, I moved 2 of the dishes and put up a new one.
Okay, so these are big satellite dishes at 12 gigahertz stuff, or is it low band?
No, it's C-band, yeah. They're 4.5 meters.
Okay, big dishes, okay. Very good. And so you got 1 more day's worth of work up there, is that what you said?
If I get the part, I still have another day to finish it. But, it's all together and aimed approximately where it needs to be, but we can't do anything until we get the L&B, to zero in. So I'm just waiting so I can get the mount for that.
Yeah, okay. good luck with that, and hopefully it won't get, I don't know, it's at least a little bit cooler at Meadow Lakes than it is down here, isn't it?
Not much. We're out in the sun, but yeah, it's roughly 10 degrees cooler out on the average.
Yeah, well, then maybe you won't break much over 100, huh? Whoop-de-doo. All right, Ken, very good. Stick around if you can, and we'll also see you on 6 meters for a few minutes here. WA60IB, K6MYC, still beaming in the Bay Area, looking for KW6 Sugar or anybody else in the Bay Area for the 222 Bozo Net. Anybody? All quiet over that way. Anybody up and down the San Joaquin Valley for 222?
KW6F.
There's Tom.
Now, I hear you finally, Tom. Good evening. Let me get the antenna over your way a little bit. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC. That should be a little better.
Yeah, that's up in really good shape there. Yeah, I just got over from my other net, and somehow I knocked the knob, and I was 5 kilohertz off frequency, wondering why I couldn't hear you anymore. But yeah, everything is great here. We're up in the mid-60s, and quite nice. And good to hear WA60IB there as well.
Yeah, how about that? There he is, Mike, bragging about the weather over there when we're over here and burning up.
Uh-oh. You drop out mid-sentence there?
I dropped out mid-sentence?
Well, yeah, we didn't hear. I didn't think I heard all of that. Did you hear it all, Tom?
I think so. He was just commenting that I was bragging about the weather, and I probably was.
Yeah, well, go ahead and brag. We'll put our hands over our ears when you tell it was only 75 there today. Over.
I think it got up to about 75. I think it's maybe 62 or so here now. It cools down. We have this interesting thing in about the third warm day, which we haven't had any real hot days, but the third hot day that we think is hot, the fog rolls in and cools everything off, which is a pretty nice thing to have happen. And I paid my dues in Fresno as well.
Yes, I know you did, and you know all about this heat wave we're going to go through this weekend. It's supposed to get in the 110, 112 bracket for a few days. We're not looking forward to that one. All right, good to hear you. We missed you last night. Hopefully we'll hear you tonight on 6 meters a little bit later, Tom. KW6S, K6MYC, Bozo 222.
Yeah, I got distracted, and I got late on 2 meters, and just never got back for some reason. I should be here tomorrow night. I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow night, but I will be Wednesday night, and I will be on 6 later tonight. K6MYC, WA60IB, KW6S.
Okay, very good. Any other comments there, Ken?
Yeah, just in the 60s over there. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, anyway, I'll be down in L.A. this weekend, so I hope it's cooler down there. But you never know down there. It could be cool or it could be hot or whatever. But we'll see how it goes. But I'll be going to Joe, K6ZMW's service down there. So just so sad to see him go. WA60IB.
Yeah, I had heard there was a service. Yeah, down there the weather, depending on where you are, can really change, and always a bit of a surprise. Not like in Texas or some places like that, or even Colorado where my daughter is. Yeah, still having a little trouble looking at my log and seeing the recent contact with attempts at contact with Joe. Anyway, WA6OIB, KW6S.
Okay, yeah. Well, whatever it is, we'll take it. You know, what do we got? I'm taking the DeLorean down there because some of the folks down there haven't seen it yet. So we thought we'd take a road trip. So this will be our first big road trip. We did go over the coast one time for a couple of days, but we're going to take it over the grapevine. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I used to take my Lotus and both of my Lotus, the Europa and the Spree down there on a pretty regular basis. Never had trouble down there. All my problems were getting through Highway 17 here in the local mountains before I got the bugs worked out. Anyway, WA6OIB, KW6S.
Very good. Well, we'll hope for the best too. It's running great, so I don't think I have any problem. I just want to get an early start. I don't want to be driving in that hot heat no matter what. Air conditioning works great, but we'll have to see. All right, back to you, Mike. Thanks a lot. And 7-3 to you, Tom. WA6OIB.
Okay, 7-3, Tom. We'll see you a little bit later on 6 meters, hopefully. WA6OIB, Ken. KW6S, Tom, and Santa Cruz, K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Anybody else in the Bay Area or anywhere else on 222 for the check-in, K6MYC? Nothing heard. Okay, I'm going to go on up to Oakley. Get Oakley in here. There's Oakley. And let's see if we got N6 radio Oscar, N6 radio operator. N6RO, are you there, Ken? Boy, I've been catching Ken every night, but we catch him late. He comes in the shack whenever he gets in the shack. He's got a station that can just about work us no matter where we're pointed, so it doesn't matter when he gets there. So it's coming up on straight at 8 o'clock, so we better move along here. All right, I'm going to go up to Sacramento. Sacramento next. Here we come. Okay, KJ6KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, or KO6KD, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC, here's KO6KD, KO6KD, number 776, checking in, over.
Yeah, we got you, Bill. Nice signal. Moved the antenna a little bit and brought you way up there, KO6KD, 776. Have you heard Darren yet this evening?
9, maybe close to 5 to 10 dB over. A big signal now, Mike. Rough copy until you got the beam on me. Darren has been out here. I talked to him briefly a few minutes ago, but then he had something to go and to do, so I'm not sure if he's back in the garage yet or not. But if he does not answer, he was standing by though for the net, over.
Okay, well, we'll check him in here, and maybe we can catch him before we're done here. KJ6KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, 756, and that's Darren. Okay, very good, Bill. Good to have a chat this morning. Again, I don't know whether we're going to make it tomorrow morning or not. Everything seems to be normal here. But anyway, we'll play that by ear. If I'm missing tomorrow, it won't be the end of the world with Bob out as well. And then we should be back in here Wednesday. But I probably will be here. I just, some mornings I don't wake up in time. Anyway, back over to you with a pause and see if we hear KJ6KFB or anybody else. I think you two are the only two really active there on 222 in the Sacramento area. KO6KD, K6MYC.
I thought I'd give a little break there in case Darren showed up, but yeah, I think we're probably about it. So yeah, I was kind of thinking that maybe what we ought to consider doing is just kind of doing every other day, you know, like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays or something like that, and just kind of giving it a break so that we don't overdo it. But that's fine with me. I got to be up in the morning anyway to close up the house, and If I'm there, I'm there. If I'm not, oh well. So that's pretty much it. If we catch you there tomorrow, we will. If not, then we'll look for you on Wednesday. But all right, very good. Well, hopefully you'll hear me tonight on 6 meters. I'll be back over on the 7610. And so far there's been one time you've heard me on it decently, and every other time you've not. So we'll give it another go and see if you're able to copy me tonight on 6. I'll be moving over there shortly. So catch you then, and if not, we'll catch you the next time around. K6MYC and the Bozos, KO6KD.
Okay, I gave a little pause here thinking Darren might check in. Is there anybody else that wants to check in on 222 here before we go to Nevada? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Okay, sounds pretty quiet. And if Darren does check back in with you, Bill, you can tell him we do have him logged in since he was there. We just missed him earlier. So he's checked in, but I'd like to see how his signal looks tonight. 7-3 for now. We'll see you perhaps on 6 meters. KO6KD, K6MYC, QRZ 222 Bozo Net heading toward Nevada.
Nothing from the guys up north?
Who was that?
I said nothing from the guys up north?
Well, I just got there. We're just pointed toward Nevada now. So let's see, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, how about it, Larry? Larry's been missing more than he's been here, so I don't know what he's up to, but he hasn't been on very often. Let's see if Daniel's there. Daniel, on the other hand, has been very, very good and very strong every time. He was just rocking and socking in here last night on 2. So he's really got the station working much better than in the past. KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform Quebec London with WA60IB, and others perhaps K6MYC.
Well, here is 272, KE7UQL. Here we are, Mike. Over.
We hear you. Not real strong at the moment, but I'm sure it will come up. Over to you, Ken. WA60IB with KE7UQL 272, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Daniel, you had a good signal here, so it's one of those things where I hear him and you don't, and now next year you'll hear him and I won't. Good evening, Daniel, KE7UQL, WA60IB.
Good evening to you, Ken, WA60IB. Good evening to you, over.
Yep, you got a great signal. It's S7 to S9, so about the strongest you ever are on 220 here. So good signal, good signal. Good to hear you too. WA60IB.
November 7, Whiskey Tango, 657, over.
Well, there's Larry. Hello, Larry, you're here. N7WT, WA60IB and the gang. Good signal.
You got a good one, I think, 5657, here in Nevada. I heard Mike here also. Anyway, we'll stand by. N7WT, number 657, over.
Very good evening to you there. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, Larry. Good to hear you. Hopefully we'll also hear you on 6 meters. Now, I may be just a few minutes late on 6. We normally start with you, but I promised KB6RQU, who's on a short fuse down there in Lake Isabella. I promised him I would look for him early at about 8:15 to 8:20, and then we'll come up your way on 6 meters. So we'll go to Lake Isabella first, and then we'll turn around all the way to Nevada and do the normal thing. So be patient with us at the beginning, Larry. N7WT, K6MYC, over. I don't think he heard that, Ken.
Okay, Daniel, you're still copying?
Roger. This is KE7UQL, and would like to say hello to K6MI, over.
K6MI is here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, John. He's looking for you, too.
Hello, John. This is KE7UQL. I'm going to be looking for you in the August distance contest. Over.
Oh, very good. Glad to hear you, K6MI. A little QSB, but then I might have the beam just slightly off you, but great to hear you on, and always good to hear you in the contest.
Roger, Roger. Thank you much. K6MI, KE7UQL,
73, and thank you.
Yeah, good contact, John. He was booming in here. He's up and down, so there will be a moment when he's like in the shack with you. He's really got 220 and 2 meters working very well up there. All right, very good, Daniel. And let me shoot it back to Larry and see, Larry, if he got what I said about 6 meters. Did you hear we're going to go south and beginning of 6 meters, so I may be a minute or two late tonight on 6 meters for you, Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N7WT. You were up curve of 5 and 9, and then you went back down to almost 4 and rapid to a C tonight. And I assumed you're going to go to 6 meters, but I did not get the stated when you were telling me when you were going to go. That's you're going to be getting us first, or you're going to be getting there later on?
Well, he's talking too fast for my ears in the speaker. Did you get that, Ken?
Yeah, excuse me, yes, he got most of that. You're up and down just like they are. It goes from S8, S9 down to Illinois, so you're doing the same, Mike. That's what his comment was.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in 5 or 6 minutes, I guess, in 5 or 10 minutes here on 6 meters. I'm going to go back to the Bay Area for light checks and mist here on 228, and then we'll go over to 6 meters. 7-3, Larry. 7-3, Daniel, and thanks for checking in here. KE7UQL, N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, back to the Bay Area.
7-3, Mike, and I did not hear when you were coming. What time at 6 meters? What time at 6 meters? 7-3 and 7WT.
Well, sometime between 8:15 and 8:30. 8:15 to 8:30, okay?
QSL, 8:15, 8:30. 7-3, see you then, and 7WT.
7-3.
B6OIB.
5 and 9, Ken, real strong signal. N7WT.
Yeah, you too. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. 7-3, we'll see you in a few minutes. Larry, K6MYC, going back to the Bay Area.
7-3, you're back up to 5-8, Mike. 7-3, N7WT.
Bay Area, or N6RO. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO, N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, you can see number 52.
What was that?
That's CQL.
Okay. Did you work 52?
Yes, he did. He did. He confirmed that.
Okay. Put down W6QIW.
Hi there, Jim. I do. I'm right at you there near S8, S9.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think Mike's off of me some.
Yeah, I got the message to him, so he got your check in there. Boy, I lost my words there. Anyway, we're going over to 6 meters. I'm going over 6 meters. He's going to stick around here for a couple minutes to pick up loose ends. WA6OIB, QSY to 6.
No, I can. We'll see you over there. W6PQL.
And we got the information on Steve there, 52. Thank you, Jim. I'm looking for the last one. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO. Ken, are you there? Wow, I I don't know where Ken is tonight. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO. I think he's got antennas over there.
Probably in the pool.
What's that?
He's probably in the pool.
Oh, in the pool. I don't think he has a pool.
Well, maybe he doesn't know what he's missing.
Yeah, he hasn't mentioned pool. He hasn't mentioned a pool. He's got air conditioners and swamp coolers that blow on his face, but no pool. Okay, we'll get over here and get over onto 6 meters. We'll see you guys tomorrow, perhaps on 1296. Look for you then, Jim. WB6JNN. Good evening, K6MYC.
Okay, yeah, I might catch you on 6 meters also. W6PQL. See you there.
Roger, roger.
Did it not work this morning?
Tonight I did the Aries Races net and had to go back and tune the antenna a little bit, and I wasn't getting anything coming back.
Yeah, well, I was up there all day yesterday and it didn't do a thing wrong, and right after I left, I got about halfway home and it went off all by itself. So I about drove over the cliff. I was so mad.
Yeah, they can be aggravating.
Boy, that's putting it mildly.
I think I'm hearing Ben in there. Is that you, Ben?
Right, and that's one I was here.
Okay, I need you to just chat with me a second here. You're very loud up this way. And Judy's just finishing the 222 log out. I want to get... Okay. You ready for 6 meters?
I'm ready for 6 meters.
Okay. Ben, give Judy your call sign and your Bozo number. Go ahead, Ben.
Whiskey Bravo 6, Golf Bravo Sierra, Ben Fresno, and 694.
Roger. WB6 GBS, she got it perfectly well. And how are you doing? Are you recovered from your little operation there?
All right. I'm doing okay, so I can't complain. So getting better all the time.
Yeah, very good. That was a really unique little operation that you had to put that stent in your bloodstream through your wrist. They must have gone in an artery. I didn't know you had a big enough artery to do much of anything in your wrist. You'd think they would have gone in your armpit or something, or in your elbow area.
They seem to be able to do it from the wrist, and this guy seems to be an expert at doing it. It's either that or going through the groin. So this was a smaller recovery time going through the wrist and through the groin.
Yeah, I got you.
And 226 is here, pointed down to RQU.
Okay, I'm pointed south also. WA6OIB, of course, that was Ken. WA6OIB 226. And we're also looking for KB6RQU, who I talked to last night, and he asked us if we could get here as early as possible on 6 meters. So I'm looking for Rick, KB6RQU in Lake Isabella. Are you on frequency tonight, Rick? Over. I know I'm running power. I can see the mirrors moving and the lights dimming. Aye. Okay. I think he's hearing us if he was there. We'll stick around for a couple of minutes here and wait, but I told him somewhere between 8:15 and 8:30, and we're right in that window. So hopefully he'll be wandering in the shack here shortly. Or maybe he won't remember, but he asked me specifically to do him on the early end of the 6-meter loop here. Over.
727.
Okay. Hi, Mike. WA6AAJ. WA6 Alpha Alpha Juliet, and your magic number 727.
727. Hello, Ken and Mike, and I haven't heard anybody else. I just walked in.
Say hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Judy. Yes, Ken, I have just signed on with Boeing, and I'm going to straighten that mess out.
Okay, good deal. Boy, they do need some help up there. Get them away from that DEI.
Yes, sir. We'll take care of it.
I know you will. Okay. Good to hear you, Mike. My golly. Has anything happening on 6 from your standpoint? Over.
No, I haven't been out here. Well, I've been out here, but more cleaning up the shop and listening to the radio. So I'm just trying to beat the heat, you know.
Yeah, aren't we all? Well, you're going to have to work at it real hard to beat the heat this next few days. But maybe you can stay closer to the house, not the shack. Hi. If you've got a pool, stay close to the pool. We're going to be doing the pool thing, I can tell you that. Judy and I have found that it's very nice, very lukewarm and beautiful. We can stay in as long as we want. We're not getting... Lukewarm? Yeah, it's lukewarm.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. She's a wimp. Takes her 10 minutes just to get in.
Oh, don't be my secret.
It's really quite warm. I think the temperature is somewhere in the 80-degree bracket, so very nice. But when you're standing out in the sun at 100, 105, it's quite a shock to get into a 80-degree water. Over.
Oh yeah, that's definite. Yeah, mine's probably in the low 80s, and I'm sure by through this weekend it's going to be a little bit higher than that. It's like bath water after a while.
Yeah, well, that's where we are. We're 1 notch below bath water here. Anyway, good to hear you, and thanks for popping in here. Let's see who else we have. We're looking for, specifically, anybody down the San Joaquin Valley, pointed down that way, looking for KB6RQU in Lake Isabella.
Looks like he stood you up.
Well, he didn't screw up. I think he's got issues down there, and I don't know what the issues are, but he's having a hard time getting in the shack. He may have a wife, XYL, that's invalided or has to have some help, and that may be what's taking his attention. I suspect that's more of it than anything. Over.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, we shall see anyway. Okay, I'll be standing by for a little bit. WA6OIB.
Okay, who else do we have in the San Joaquin Valley here, for heaven's sakes? Thought I might have Kerry in here tonight. I did talk to Kerry, but he's still burdened with getting back to normal from his long trip to Washington State. They said they had terrible traffic. They ran into 3 terrible traffic areas. I guess Sacramento was pretty bad. Somewhere in Oregon was pretty bad around Portland, and then somewhere up in the Seattle area was also bad. And they had bad traffic going and coming. So he's pretty pooped out from all that. But they got home finally on Sunday night late. But I talked to him today. He seemed to be in good spirits, but he seemed to be also trying to catch up with all the loose ends that he hadn't caught up with. And we talked about politics a little bit. Nothing too new except a kind of a rehash of the latest Supreme Court cases and stuff like that. And apparently this January 6th thing is pretty much over. They pretty well shot that one down over. No, obviously no comment from anybody on that. Okay, QRZ 6 meters, looking down south, KB6RQU particularly. Are you there, Rick? Okay, nothing heard from Rick. I'm going to go north all the way up to Nevada. Here we go.
Goodbye, Rick. Wish you were there. W60IB.
You know, with that ruling, I don't understand why the left goes crazy. Their guy's still in power, and when they're in power, the ruling is still going to be the same way for them, so I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I think this Jack Smith case in January 6th thing has fallen apart pretty heavily. And not doing too well in the other cases either. So it was a good week for Trump in terms of the Supreme Court decisions and stuff. And there was also some interesting big decisions, but they didn't get much play. There was a case back in 72 related to Chevron, and there was one in Enron related to Enron also. And they changed the rulings on those, and the Chevron case is quite interesting. It relates to the government having control and no recourse. They can issue edicts on companies and how they operate their business, and there's no recourse. And that was struck down by the court, so that's going to change a lot of things and make the companies feel better. Maybe open up some investment now that they got some breathing room, and if they do something, they can at least fight it in court. They couldn't even take it to court before. So that was a good ruling, and kind of a monster ruling. One of them also related to it sort of relates to the swamp. The swamp had kind of gotten the upper hand on the control of the business and rulings and regulations, and that was just out of hand. So that's a good ruling, I think, from the standpoint of business. Anyway, let's see here. I'm now pointed up toward Nevada. So let's see if Larry or anybody else is up there. We should have Richard and Larry. And let's see, Richard, are you there? KD6BQ, K6MYC.
I doubt he's there. This tonight's his astronomy night, Mike. N7WT, number 657. I think Richard has astronomy tonight, over.
Yeah, you're right. That is an astronomy night. I think he mentioned it to me, but he mentioned it a week or so ago, and I'd forgotten it. So thanks for that, Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango, 657. K6MYC, and here we are. So not too bad. I got here before 8:30, didn't I?
Hey, doing good tonight. Yeah, Richard, every first Monday of the month is his astronomy night. Always the first Monday of the month, over.
Yeah, I know, but I can't keep track of that, and there's 400 other guys that have, but there's at least 50 guys that have things on certain nights, and they can't do things. And I don't try to keep up with that. I just call them out. If they don't check in, that's the way it goes. Anyway, good to hear you. I don't know who else we have in here. I don't think Daniel has anything on 6 meters, but we could take a standby for a second. We also could get Dale. We haven't heard anything from Dale. Do you know how he's coming with the progress on the new tower? Do you have any word on that, Larry? Over.
Yeah, he's got a 6-meter tower, but I don't think he has that much interest in weak signal sideband. He's kind of, other than he's going on 6-meter FT8. I don't hear him at all during the Bozo nights anymore. I think he's kind of given up because he can't just has trouble hearing, I guess, over.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that we can't maintain his interest here. I think he probably would learn something if he would spend some time with us here. Maybe not on every night, not on a nightly occasion you don't learn stuff, but you do pick up tidbits of information here that you might not find on other bands, including 6 meters. You're not going to learn anything doing FT8, are you?
Negative. Now, here's the thing. He's an old Navy radio teletype operator, and he's really involved in RTTY, so the FT8's kind of right up his alley, I guess. And also active FMer, FM with different groups and what have you. So it's just his desires I don't think are here with weak signal sideband activities, over.
Yeah, I understand. Being an old radio teletype guy, I can see how he wouldn't be interested in that. If you don't get started early and you don't get intrigued with propagation and things like that, then the VHF bands aren't going to hold too much interest for you. Anyway, thanks for checking in here, Larry, and we'll see you perhaps tomorrow night. Let's hopefully have some good conditions on 1296. I'm not going to want to spend a lot of time in the shack because it's going to be very hot out there. I suspect the shack temperatures are going to be in excess of 100, and we'll probably do the net with a wet towel hanging around our neck. So I'm going to get in and out of there. Anyway, we'll try to look for you between 8 and 8:10. 8 and 8:10 on 1296, Larry. 7-3 for now. N7WT, K6MYC, and I think Ken's gone. Are you still here, Ken?
Yeah, I'm still sneaking in and out when I can.
You want to say hello to Larry?
Good evening up there, Larry. You've got a good signal here, WA60IB.
Good evening to you, Ken on 6 meters here. Anyway, I apologize, Mike, for I'm talking too fast.
KM6SR, Mike, I heard Rick down there in Lake Isabella.
You might hear me, but I need to learn to slow down. Anyway, sorry about that. N7WT.
Yeah, well, sometimes with all the flutter and stuff, and I'm trying to let Judy also listen to you guys, and when I do that, I listen to the speaker. I'm not as good copying you guys through the speaker as I am through the Bluetooth. So the slower you can speak, the better for me. And, just make sure that the key words you articulate carefully and accentuate, and that makes it real easy to copy. Thanks again, Larry, and appreciate everything that you do up there. Too bad we couldn't get Dale hooked on the VHF stuff, but maybe you can find somebody else up there. Hi. N7 Whiskey Tango, Gardnerville, K6MYC will be clear, and I'm heading down toward Sacramento.
W6BBS 72.
KM6SRR.
More of an FMer.
I'll head down to Rick again.
Yagi is in.
Yeah, I heard him down there, Ken, so I wanted to tell Mike, and I was going to talk to him, over.
Who did you hear?
KB6RQU came in here just a bit ago. I hope he's still on there. Rick, you still on? KB6RQU, KM6SRR.
Rick was still talking. No, I mean, the Larry up north is still talking.
Yeah, Roger, Rick. I think Mike is still talking to Larry up in Nevada. He tried for you down there earlier, but you weren't on earlier. So I just was hanging around to see if I could catch you, which it worked there. Thanks for being there, KB6RQU. I think Ken's coming down there too, over.
Okay, next one.
Hello there, Rick. KB6RQU, WA60IB. evening. Yeah, we started calling you about 8:15 and we called you for about, and waited around for about 10 minutes or so, and then had to go up north. So we tried and you didn't hear us evidently, but gosh, you got a great signal now. You're 10 over 9 here. Yeah, Mike, are you here yet?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not going to point down toward him. I'm already turned around toward Nevada and toward Sacramento. Give him my best. Good evening, Rick. If you're hearing me, you probably won't hear me off the back. I can just barely tell he's in there, Ken, over.
Wow, okay, yeah, he's 10 over 9 here. Mike says hello there, Rick, WA60IB. 7-3, you take care and come back more often. We miss you.
All right. Where am I pointed here?
Right down Twain Hart's throat. Over 9 here, Mike.
Yeah, well, I don't know what happened, but I thought I turned it toward Sacramento, but I didn't. Is that you, Dave?
Golf, WB6GGY, Golf Yankee.
And your number, Phil?
884.
884?
Hello, Phil.
Roger, 884, and you and Ken are just blasting me out here. Both of you are well over S9.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, hi, Phil, WB6GGY, WA60IB. Yeah, you're good, solid S9 here.
Yeah, well, I'm running. you're just, both you guys are incredibly strong. Okay, I'm on the side. I'll let you get back to the net, and thank you for the check-in. WB6GGY in Twain Hart.
Okay, very good, Phil. No, you're right in line with the antenna here. I'm pointed right at you, and we'll look for Greg. You think Greg will be in here tonight, H&A?
He's here already. He already notified me. You're there, Greg?
I am. Hey, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, WA6HNA, 1013.
Okay, we got you. Good signal from you, Greg, as well. WA6HNA, 1013, and Pine Grove. Is that Pine Grove? You know, he's up there with Dickwitz. What's Groveland? Groveland. Damn it, I always get that mixed up. Too many groves up there. Got to sort that out for me, Greg, over.
Yeah, I think the only groves we have up here are probably pine trees and oak trees. But anyway, Groveland it is. You got it. And hello to Judy. So have you heard Dave on tonight? LOL? His audio is not clipping anymore. I think he sounds great on 6 meters now.
I haven't heard Dave on yet tonight, no.
WA6LOL, you around? He was here earlier.
Oh, was he? Okay, well, we can log him in here.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks for doing the net, and I'll let you keep rolling on around the azimuth plot there.
6BBS, 72.
Yeah, we got you, Frank. Hang on. Yeah, you want to say hello to GGY and HNA, Frank?
I don't know if you heard me or not, so I'm just sitting here listening whenever. No problem. W6BBS.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, Ken.
WB6JNP.
Well, there's Dane. Good evening, Dane.
Good evening, all. Back in course hold.
Yes, you are.
John was in there, K6MI, also KM6SR, standing by.
Okay, we'll get John in just a second. Let's get it up to Dane. WB6JNP 107. Go ahead, Dane.
Okay, good evening, the group, WB6JNP course hold. Everything's well, aside from being rather hot in course hold. Weather's actually been kind of, not weather, but air quality's been kind of good. So we're not seeing a lot of smoke in that, so that was kind of nice. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. K6MYC, WB6JNP course hold.
Okay, very good, Dane. Yeah, it's going to be hotter, though. It's, huh? Yeah, 107.
Dave. I need Dave.
Oh, Dave, LOL? Oh, what's your call sign? Tell me the call sign you want.
I don't have a call sign. I just had a name.
Oh, WA6LOL. Lots of love. He's not in here, but he was in here earlier, so we're checking him in.
What's his number?
His number's 856. Would you check that, Rob? 856 for LOL, 856, 854. I keep remembering one, and then I remember the other one.
Okay, let me look real quick here. Yeah, 856.
What?
His number is 856. Over.
Okay, got it. Thank you. And 73, you can if you're still listening. I know you got to get away.
Yeah, I was the one that said 856 for you. I've got the database here too. Okay, she's busy tonight. I don't think she's watching, so I'm sneaking in here.
Oh, well, hang in there then.
Until I get a phone call.
There you go. Get the hell off the radio. Okay. I think we got everybody up to this point. Let's see. Who are we missing here? I've got Dane, I've got LOL, we got 2 or 3 people coming from the Sacramento area, and I am pointed that way. So let's see, we should have KO6KD.
711 was in there, Mike, and I've got 4 ads for last night.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Bill. We'll get 711, let's put down 711. K6 Mexico, Italy. 711, John. And over to you, Bill. Over to you, and good copy. I think I'll probably can tweak the antenna a little bit there. KO6KD, KO6KD, 776, K6MYC. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, hopefully you're hearing me. I got lots of compression. I got the mic gain cranked way up, and yeah, hopefully the 75 or 80 watts that this puny little 7610 puts out here is good enough for you to hear me. Very disappointed with this radio when it comes to 6-meter performance. I sure don't understand it. Can't wait to get my 7700 back. But anyway, good evening. Hotter than hell up here, and going to be getting hotter. So good evening, one and all. John's out here listening as well. KR6MR, you might want to listen for him. Have not heard from Darren, so I don't know if he's on. I don't think he's listening to 6. Over.
Okay, we also want to check for John, KR6MR, but it may be too hot in the shack for him. So let me just take a look. KR6MR, do you need anything else on Bill?
No.
Okay. KR6MR, John, I wonder if you're hanging around there. K6MYC in the 6-meter Bozo Net, over.
Good evening, Mike, to K6MYC. This is KR6MR, Bozo 759. Very good copy. And my swamp cooler is cooling off my little corner, over.
Missed the last. You talked to Oregon?
No, my swamp cooler is cooling me off, over. Relay?
Oh, your swamp cooler. I kept hearing. I didn't get the word swamp. I was hearing sun. It didn't make any sense. Okay. Your swamp cooler's working there in the barn. Good for you. And maybe you'll put it on for tomorrow night and we can try 1296. What do you think?
Well, I'll shoot for it. Also, I'm going to say hi to Frank. Copied him fairly well tonight. And Ken, very good signal tonight. Over.
Good. I'll get it over to Frank right now.
Yeah, thank you, Bill, WA60IV. Good signal here, too.
And Frank, over to you. Are you surviving in the hot shack there, Frank?
Yeah, I am surviving. It is pretty hot, but I got the swamp coolers flowing air past me. The front door's open with the screen shut. And so I'm going to survive this. I'll be okay. Over.
Okay. I thought we'd hear from you today. I thought you were going to come down and we were going to order some stuff. Are you coming tomorrow?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Very good. You want to make a comment to John? He said he was hearing you fine up there in Meadow Vista.
Yeah, in the beginning I was hearing John just fine, but he's taking a fade at the end. So if you can hear me, John, good evening. KR6MR, W6BBS.
W6BBS, KR6MR. Better now? Yeah, tweak my antenna a little bit. Over.
Yeah, okay, and I just turned my noise blanker on. I was getting some noise there. And yeah, you're about an S7, John. No problem. Over.
Super duper. And hey, your tower is working fine up here. I mean, my tower is.
Good deal. Good deal. Glad to hear it. Good evening again, John.
Yeah, and good evening.
Okay.
R6MR, KM6SRR.
There's a KM6SRR calling me. KR6MR.
Yeah, John, I got you checked in last night. I was trying to pass it on to Mike. Over.
Something about last night. Over.
Yeah, I got you checked in last night. Over.
Oh, that's nice. I was not on the radio.
Oh, well, I talked to Russ. He said you were there, and I talked to Bill. Over.
Oh, yeah, okay. Indirectly, yes. I did talk to Bill.
Okay, I'll let it back to Nick.
That's probably why you had one more on your list than we had, because I did not check John in yesterday, but that's okay. And in any case, good evening, John, and we'll see you tomorrow on 1296 there. Thanks for turning the swamp cooler on out there and getting out to the shack. Anybody else in the Sacramento area? We should also listen for CW. CW, listen for CW from KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6SW in Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6SW, K6MYC, calling and listening. Pretty horrible noise in this direction. I've got my solar panel guy going full bore on me, Frank. I didn't hear anybody on CW. Did anybody copy any trace of CW there?
Negative here.
No, I didn't, but I did hear Terry in there, KM6SR.
You heard who?
712, Terry.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get Kerry in here. Make a transmission, Kerry. Boy, I didn't hear you. I don't know where you were. Maybe you don't have the power on or something there. KC5DTU, KC5DTU, 712, K6MYC. Go ahead, Kerry.
Well, I sure didn't hear him. He's my neighbor, so I should have heard him.
He's way down. He's not even audible here.
So he's not audible here, and he blasted me out 40 over, so something from up there. You sure you heard him, Rob?
Yeah, he came back to Mike there, so I'm picking him off the back of my antenna. Give me a minute, I'll tune down to him.
Well, I'm kind of aimed at him too, so I can't hear him, so. And he's usually loud because he's not very far from me. KC5DTU, are you still around, Terry? WA60IV. Boy, yeah, you were in a null there. Okay, KC5DTU, you are there. You must have been in a null on the antenna because I just moved it a little bit. You say hi, Mike.
I guess he's not hearing you, Kerry. I copy you fine now that I'm pointing at you. I had you off the back of my antenna when you first checked in. KC5DTU, KM6SRR. Roger. Yeah, Mike is still pointed up to Sacramento, so that's probably why he's not hearing you. He might have you in that null that Ken had. Over.
I can turn around for him. Ask him if he has anything specific for me.
Have you got anything specific for Mike there, Kerry?
The only one I can copy right now, Rob, is you, so ask him if he has anything specific, otherwise I will not turn around.
Yeah, I just asked him. He will call you on the landline here after the next, Michael.
I can't copy whoever that is.
Okay, Mike, I can relay. That was Ken. Kerry said he has nothing particular for you, and he'll give you a call on the landline a little later there. Over.
Roger, we'll be hoping to hear that one. Thank you very much. And if he doesn't get through on the cell phone, have him try the home number. The cell phone has been acting up. Sometimes it just goes right to voicemail. Over.
Okay, Kerry, did you copy Mike? Okay, Mike, yeah, Kerry heard you about the cell phone sometimes acting up. Okay, good to hear you in there, Kerry. KC5DTU, KM6SR, back to net.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Boy, oh boy, conditions in this direction are just brutal. The band, my band scope just hopping right off the screen here. You guys can probably see it if you're looking at the stream there. Horrible noise. Even with the blanker on, it doesn't seem to do anything to it. It's real broadband barfing noise. So I'm going to be dead here once we get over to the Bay Area. It's even going to get worse. Let's see. Everybody listen up. Anybody else left in Sacramento area? Sacramento area, Bozo Net. Last call, K6MYC.
Clear, Ken.
Just sitting at S9, guys, so I'm dead here. I need help from you, Rob.
N6RO is there, Ken. Ken, N6RO, W6BBS. Go ahead. I guess the noise is pretty bad everywhere. I had to record this everybody at 222, and I come through at 100, down to 90 now, and it's not setting at the shack, so I'm not going to stick around. The 4th of July, and 6RO. Boy, we called you, Ken. I'm waiting for you there. Thanks a lot, Doc.
I'll try, Ken. Mike, did you hear Ken N6RO at all? This is KM6SR with a relay.
Good. I can hear him a little bit. We got him checked in. N6RO 835. N6RO 835, Ken. Got it. But I can't copy, Ken. I cannot copy because I've got terrible S9 noise here from my solar panel friend. Over.
Yeah, I understand. I've got noise here on the HF band. Not bad on this band. We'll see you tomorrow on a better band, N6RO.
Yeah, anything's better than this one. See you on 1296. Thanks.
Ken said it was 97 in the shack there, so he's not going to stick around much.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Get out of the shack. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Good night, Ken. Good night.
Good night, Ken. N6RO, KM6SR.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Well, she hasn't called yet, so I guess she's not watching TV.
That's good, Ken. You got away with it. KM6SR.
That's not often I can do that.
Helping Judy catch the log up here. We're a little bit jumbled and we're doing 222 cleanup. I'm going to go to the Bay Area now. Go ahead.
Relay.
KO6DHI. Yeah, Mike, Frank has a relay for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, just pick them up whatever you can. I'll be there in just a minute.
Okay, I got no pin here. Was it WA6JKN? Over?
QSL.
Yeah, okay, you got doubled on. Rob, you write these down for me. WA6JKN. And what was your name and Bozo number again, over?
Yeah. It's Kevin, 1053.
Roger, the 1053. Okay, you got that one, Rob. And who is the other station checking in right now? I'm just relaying for Mike, over.
Kilo Oscar 6, Delta Hotel India.
It's Merrill and Modesto.
6, and I then forgot it. Merle and Modesto. Give me the call again, Merle.
Kilo Oscar 6, Delta Hotel India.
Kilo Oscar 6, Delta Hotel India. Merle, we've got you checked in, Merle. Thank you, over.
Give me his number.
Thank you.
And what was the number again, Merle? 1134. Thank you very much. You got that, Mike? 1134.
Okay, we got you, Merle. I'm just struggling with terrible noise here this evening, but your signal's much better than it was last week, so you're making improvements up there. Good luck and good help from Brett there. I think Brett's been giving you a hand with some of that stuff. N5 PDM, N5 NPD, I should say. All right, thanks, Merle. Good to hear you. Next week, I'll probably hear you much better, and I should hear you much better on 2 meters. KO6DHI, K6MYC. Good evening.
QSL, Mike. QSL. Yeah, I wanted to beam a little more, got you a little more dialed in there, and I think you sounded really good up here and stuff. I'm glad I'm finally able to make it down there, so thank you. You have a good evening. KO6DHI.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an ear out for you on Sunday, I think. If you make as much improvement on 2 meters as you have here on 6, we shouldn't have any trouble with it. The only problem I'm having tonight is the S meter sitting here at S9. They're very strong, and I'm still just barely copying that Q5, Q4. It's awful. It's not your fault. It's a local solar panel and solar system that's near me here that's acting up. We haven't had a chance to get over there and fix his wiring and quiet it down a little bit. Thank you, Merle. Take care. K6MYC, clear and QRZ Bozo Net.
Real quick.
Yeah, WA6JKN checked in.
I heard WA6JKN. That's Kevin, and he's in Gilroy. WA6 Japan Kilo November. And I think it was 1134, was that the number?
1053, Mike.
1053, yeah, that Judy heard the number, but we didn't know who it was associated to. 1053 for W6JKN. Thanks very much. And I heard him in there, but I didn't have the antenna that way. And I think it's Kevin in Gilroy. Thank you very much for checking in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. I just ordered an ICOM IC9700. It should arrive sometime tomorrow, so I'll be able to hopefully, once I get my antenna inventory completed here, you might hear me on 2 meters, 1296 and 432. I think I'm light on 432, so I'll have to see what I got to do about getting an antenna for that.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're out there. There's a company over here in Fresno that makes good ones. A good one size-wise is the 44018. I think it's got a new number, 44018X or something, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that's a very good one. It's reasonably priced, good high gain, and lightweight, easy to rotate and all that stuff, but really, really a nice little antenna. So you'd be happy with that if you can get up to that size. And we'll look forward to it. Congratulations on getting a 9700. That's exciting, and we're really happy to hear you on 1296. Over.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's just going to take a while for me to put together the push-up mast or whatever. I'm not going to put anything on the existing tower, but I'll try to get something up there so I can at least listen to you guys.
You're not going to have any trouble on 432 because the radio makes 75 watts. On 1296, you're only at 10 watts, so that's where you need to get some antenna gain to make up for it. We've got some dandies, and there are some other antennas out there, loop Yagis and stuff like that. But a nice package, starting size package would be a 23CM22. You might look at that one in the catalog, 23CM22. It's nice because it's rear mount. You can mount it anywhere on a mast, and it doesn't interfere with other antennas. And it's got about 17 dB of gain, so it's a good starting antenna, and you can make arrays of them. I've got 8 of them at 100 feet here. That's what I call a net width. Over.
Yeah, that's quite an antenna. Of course, you're known for that, Mike. So I'm not really surprised. But thank you very much for the information. Do appreciate it.
Yep. Okay. Well, nothing's cheap these days, but you get what you pay for, I guess. Thanks, Merle. I mean, it's Kevin, right?
Yeah, Kevin. That's the name.
Kevin, very good. Yeah, good to hear you. Thanks very much for checking in. And congratulations again on the 9700. We'll look forward to all. And a lot of people have them, so if you have any questions, almost everybody that's a big signal on the net here has 9700s. And a lot of people are very technical and can answer some very, very sophisticated questions on them. When you get going, we are streaming. I don't know if you watch the stream, but you'll be watching my 9700 performing on 1296. On the stream on YouTube. If you're watching it right now, you're watching my FTDX 101 on the stream on 6 meters here. But that's another way to get an idea how strong your signal is with me and so on, because it plays back your own signal, You'll hear yourself. You'll hear me you'll hear yourself with about a 3-second delay. And that goes for all bands. We put all the nets are on stream. W6JKN, K6MYC.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick break here, WA6OIB here, Ken here in Clovis. Just looked at your webpage, and I see you've got the gold dust twins. You still got those? I've got a pair too.
Yeah, I sure do, and I love that rig.
Yeah, well, nice website you got there. QRZ site, excuse me. But anyway, I was just looking at it there and saw the gold dust twins. So, yeah, we've got some here too. So, anyway, I just wanted to say hi. WA60ID.
Okay, very good. Glad to hear that you have the Gold Dust twins there. If you ever run into any trouble with it, have any technical questions, feel free to send me an email, and I'll do what I can to help you out there.
Yeah, well, that's what I do too. I have a repair shop here. I work on them for other guys too, so very familiar with them. Over.
Okay, very good. Glad to hear that.
Ken, would you do me a quick favor? Call my call, K6MYC, up on QRZ and tell me what my license date expiration is, please.
I'm on there right now. Let me take a look, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like it expires on December 4th, 2027.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, we can't find the current license. I've got the old ones. Everything I got shows expiration on 2017, and I knew I would have been chastised many times over if I had been operating here on an expired license. So I got a few years left here. Very good. Thanks for that, guys. I've been meaning to do it here, and we just had to keep forgetting to do it.
Yeah, I just got a little over 3.5 years, a little under 3.5 years, so you're good.
Yeah, and they've got a little grace period, too, so if I blow it, I should be okay.
Well, there's no grace for operating, just grace for keeping the call. But the day it expires, you can't talk anymore.
Well, I didn't know bootlegging was illegal.
I thought bootlegging was legal.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, let's see. I think I'm pointed toward the Bay Area. Let me take another check here.
803.
Hi, Dan. KM6HK. KM6HK and course gold. And that's 803. Dan, good evening. Take a transmission, and then we'll see who's left in the Bay Area.
Yeah, okay, good evening. Yeah, 803, KM6HK. All right, I just thought I'd check in. We'll let you get to the Bay Area. Have a good one.
Okay, well, there's no hurry. Well, yes, there is. We're this is the second net in a row, and Judy's getting writer's cramp here, and I'm getting verbal voice cramps. So we should get out of here pretty quick. Anyway, coming down the home stretch here. Let's see. I think we got John in there. You did get John, K6 Mexico, Italy on 6 meters, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't think I'm missing anybody so far. Let's see. QRZ, the Bay Area. Looking for also KW6S. Tom, are you there?
K6M5MPD.
Stand by, Brett. We'll get you in a second. Okay. KW6 Sugar. KW6S. K6MYC. Good evening, Tom. Good to hear you here again. And you were very weak on 222. I meant to mention it, but with Ken in there, I didn't want to tangle it up. But you were way down from your normal. So were you running an amplifier, or was there antenna pointing differences or something there, over?
It could be antenna pointing. I didn't actually check the amplifier. I can kind of see it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm getting, I get the bar graph flashing up there, and I didn't really see if it's going to the top. I guess it changes colors when it gets to the top. I hadn't really paid attention. But I was picking you up in a little... strongest in a little bit different location tonight, and so that might have been part of it. But yeah, I didn't have any trouble hearing you, especially when you moved your antenna back around there. And I think Lee will be in here tonight as well. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, well, let's take a listen for Lee, if you're there, Lee. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, AF6U. Lee, are you there? K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over.
Fox 6 United. Yes, I'm here tonight, and just enjoying the cool weather. I know you guys listen out there, especially if you're in the barn, it's probably not a happy time.
I just got the antenna back in your area. What was causing you not to have a happy time?
No, it wasn't me that's not having a happy time. I'm saying it's like 58, 60 degrees outside here. We are nice and cool, and I think you guys are still there in 90-degree heat or something like that.
Well, yeah, it could be still 90 outside. It was a little over 100 here earlier, but it's probably down in the low 90s or high 80s by now. Doesn't come down real fast here. There's no incentive. There's no water out there like you have. So we don't have a big cooling body of cold stuff around us here. Anyway, good to hear you, and I'm copying okay, but not well, because I've got terrible solar panel and solar inverter noise that's coming from my neighbor here. So it's pretty bad tonight, and I'm really struggling. So if I miss something, don't take it out on me. Just say it again. Over.
Roger, Roger. So I won't keep you there. I'll just say 7-3 tonight. America Fox 6 United. Bozo 10-9-8. The countdown, Bozo.
Well, thank you for giving us that. I know Judy was waiting for your number 1098. Very good. Thank you, Lee. Good to hear you. And perhaps we'll hear you on Wednesday on 2 meters here. AF6 United, KW6S, K6MYC. Tom, for your final, over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'll miss tomorrow night, almost sure. But I will be back Wednesday and Thursday, so, well, let's see. Yeah, maybe not Thursday for the 4th, because I'm going to my sister's down by the beach here and watch the illegal fireworks on the beach. But if I can, I'll be here. K6MYC, KW6S. Good night.
Okay. Is using illegal fireworks similar to working bootleg on ham radio?
You mean that no one cares?
Yeah, nobody can catch you.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'll use a different call. I'll say K6MYR.
Yeah, I got caught up in not getting my license renewed when I was inactive, and I got it in during their grace period. They received it within the grace period, but it didn't get acted on till afterwards, till it was after the grace period, so I had to go take the test again.
Oh, boy, I bet you struggled with that.
Well, I was an advanced licensee before, and went for the extra when I went back and took the test, which worked out just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. I'm just pulling your chain. Very good. All right, guy. See you tomorrow on, I guess you won't be there on 1296. We'll see you someday this week, whenever you can finally make it there. Understand about all the commitments with the family, and they're very important. We may have some family coming down here. It's possible Judy's daughter and maybe some grandkids would be coming down here as well sometime over the next 2 or 3 days, but we're not sure exactly when they're going to manage that. It takes quite a bit of effort to get everybody in the same direction at the same time. Anyway, that may interfere with us a little bit here, but I doubt it. They might even be interested in what we do here if they stick around long enough that evening. Anyway, 7-3 Tom, 7-3 Lee, and I'm going back into the Bay Area for Bozo Net, final up, K6MYC.
1 pitch from Lee, you copy it?
Roger, Roger. Is that Ken?
Okay.
Yeah, well, good evening to you there. Good to hear you. And I hadn't noticed this, but congratulations on the new call there. Good to hear you there. And with your new call. AF6U, WA60IB. Good evening, Lee.
WA60IB from AF6U. You know, it was
maybe 6 BFC clip.
Kind of.
I hear you, Brad. Stand by.
You could say. Most of my attention right now, though, is on getting some towers built. So I'm working on that. And 7-3 WA60IB, KF6 United.
Very good, Lee. Well, congratulations. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Okay. built himself a little Quaggy for 432, and he's got quite a nice signal over here. You could work him very easily, and maybe have already. All right, I hear Brett in there. We didn't mean to leave you out, Brett. Get back to you here. I heard you several times, but we've got a jumble of people coming in from all directions here, some of which you cannot hear, of course. Okay. Good evening again, Lee. And over to you, Brett, N5 NPD. Let's see, 1129, if I'm not mistaken, K6MYC, over.
Good evening, Mike and Judy. Yep, I only called out once, so it might be somebody else trying to get through there. So yes, 1129 is what it is. And talking about bootleg fireworks, I'm going to change my call sign to November 5, November Foxtrot Delta for the fire department. No, I'm going to be getting out of here on Wednesday morning. I'm heading up northeast, get out of the valley heat for a while, so I won't be back until Monday night. Over.
Yeah, okay. Were you kidding me about the call sign, or are you still NPD?
I was kidding. I was just saying FD for the fire department with the fireworks stuff, but I love fireworks. They're great. So, back to you.
Okay. Yeah, the fireworks cop. Okay. All right, thanks, Brett. You have a good trip. Get cooled off a little bit wherever you're headed up north there in the higher country, and we'll see you when you get back. N5 NPD in Newman, K6MYC, clear and listening for Bay Area Bozo Night. Check in. Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WA6AXX.
Thank you, Ed. Sorry it took so long, but we had all kinds of surrounding people all the way from Gilroy and back over to Sacramento and back and forth and up and down and backwards and coarse gold, and a lot of guys in coarse gold you cannot copy. Anyway, good to hear you again here on this band. WA6AXX 773 K6MYC. Go ahead, Ed.
Okay, hey, the weirdest thing happened to me this morning, so let's see. I grew up understanding that in the United States, no one is above the law. That's kind of like a fundamental principle of the United States. And that's how I woke up. Everybody on frequency learned that. So that's what we understood all our lives. And then this morning, the Supreme Court decided that the president is above the law. Just mind-blowing. So that was my big shock for today. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Judy missed that. Could you repeat that, Ed?
Well, let's see. So I woke up this morning with the understanding that in the United States, a fundamental principle is that no person is above the law. And then around 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, the Supreme Court decided that the president is above the law, that a president can commit crimes and not be prosecuted. Just mind-blowing. So that kind of blew my day. How about you?
Well, you have to define the crime, and in some cases, the president is probably able to do things that you couldn't do, but not necessarily a crime. And those crimes have to be defined almost singularly, otherwise it's who would know when you're in that position, over?
Well, if the president can claim that it's an official act as part of his official responsibilities, like directing the IRS to do something, like maybe check out your taxes and harass you maybe with your tax returns because he doesn't like you. That used to be illegal, but it's not illegal now.
Well, I think that might still be, but there's other rules that are more ambiguous. That one is pretty blatant. That's been done already many times. Anyway, understand your frustration about that whole thing. The Supreme Court's trying to straighten a lot of this stuff out. that's been ambiguous, and I'm not sure in some cases they make it any less confusing to the general public, but you have to read the entire analysis, and if I don't know what they call the thing that the Supreme Court writes and votes on and signs and puts out as their official statement, but there's a lot of detail in it, and from what I understand, you can get very far off track if you don't read the whole thing. Over.
Yeah, no, I generally read these things. Haven't read this one yet, but I won't take much more time. But say, for example, the president could determine that his political opponent is a security threat, and totally without basis, and direct the Justice Department to bring up criminal charges and arrest him and so on. And the president would not be liable for having committed any crime. So there's no basis for the president being above the law. But that's what changed today, first time in our lifetimes. Fundamental change in the United States. Anyway, that's it. I know you mentioned something about this earlier. That's why I brought it up. But that's it here. K6MIC, WA6AXX.
Okay. Wait, have you got, let me see if I can get you to give me 10 more seconds here. Let me turn my noise blanker off here. Got some cringe in the audio, and that's not normal. Just give me a quick 5-count, Ed, over.
Yeah, let's see. I can count up or down. Let's see. I'll count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just in case that's not okay, I'll count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sounds a little rough, and I don't know whether it's band conditions. It might be just my ears. I wouldn't worry about it too much unless somebody else makes a comment on it. Just doesn't sound as clean as you normally are. Normally your audio is spectacular there, but it might be whatever you're going through. Not to worry. Thank you, and good to hear you as always. WA6AXX in the Bay Area. What do you need?
Tell him I enjoyed his.
Okay, Judy enjoyed your input.
Thank you, Judy.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. Anybody else in the Bay Area before we shut this thing down? Bay Area Bozo Net 6 meters, K6MYC. I think I'm missing. Maybe I heard you. But we can't find it in the log sheet here. WB6JNN or W6 Papa Queen London, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, KB6BA. Any of you guys check in? Did we miss you? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Over. How about WB6WNI?
Yeah, Mikey, do you hear WNI? Yeah, I guess you don't. WNI is in there. PQL, JNN, KB6BA, anybody else on 6 meters maybe can't hear Mike. WA6AXX. Okay, Jim, PQL is here also. W6PQL is here as well.
Get him written in here if we haven't got him already. W6PQL. And let's see. Yeah.
JNN?
Yeah, but we haven't heard JNN. But we did hear, who was the one I could not hear at all that you relayed? Say his call again, Ed, over.
Yeah, WNI. Don't remember the prefix, but WNI.
Yeah, WB6WNI. That's Gary. Yeah, that's funny. I normally hear Gary. WB6 Whiskey November Italy. I think it's 1090. 1090 for Gary and San Jose Campbell. Gary, let's see if I can squeeze any signal out of you. I don't know where you are. I didn't hear a trace of you in here, and I think I'm pointed right. Let me go up a little bit further for you. Let's see if I can hear you in that heading. WB6WNI, K6MYC listening. Boy, he's non-existent for me, Ed. I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry, but he is checked in.
Okay, Gary, Mikey didn't hear you at all, but you are checked in. He's got a really high noise level, so that might be contributing to it. But you're checked in. WB6WNI, K6MYC, WA6AXX. Back to Mikey.
Hey, Ed. KXX, W6BBS.
Yeah, W6BBN. Give it to me phonetically. I'm not sure I got it. WA6AXX.
Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 6 Baker Sugar Frank over here in Corscold. Let me ask you a couple of questions here real quick. I was listening to you and Mike discuss audio earlier. Do you talk really close to your microphone? Over.
Well, I do, because I don't talk real loud. So normally I have a fairly nice audio chain with a Heil microphone and a audio processor and all that stuff. Right now I'm using the handheld mic for the 7300, so for the last several weeks I've been using this mic. So should I back off a little bit? What do you think?
Yeah, try backing off a couple of inches. What I think I'm hearing is just your breath as you're I think you're breathing on the mic, and it's just really sensitive and it's picking it up. And it may be a combination of that and maybe turning the mic gain down just a little bit. But yeah, try backing off a little bit and talking, and I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, yeah, so I'm running like, I guess it's 75 watts, something like that. So try to like talk louder, closer to the mic. But here I'm about 2 inches from the mic. How's that?
That sounds a lot cleaner. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, what we were hearing was what I would call residuals in there. That's not the right word. There's subproducts of audio, but it wasn't. It was just the breath. So Frank nailed it. Over.
Very, very good. Yeah, so I was doing some heavy breathing because I was very concerned about what happened this morning. But that, along with being too close to the mic, so I'll try to keep it a couple inches away, and then in a few more days I'll be back with my old audio chain. K6MYC, WA6AXX. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, and thank you for the help with WNI and anybody else that happens to pop through. I think we're about done. I'll make one more call for the Bay Area or anybody else that wants to check in here. I think we're done. Rob, are you still here?
Roger, roger.
Okay, have we forgotten to go for anybody's direction?
I don't think so. We went back, picked up Rick, so that's about it, I think. Over.
Yep, okay, well, we got Rick in here. All righty, very good. 7-3 all. One last call. 6-meter Bozo Net, beaming the Bay Area, but listening for anybody that's copying me here. K6MYC, Central California, Delta Mike 07, standing by. CW?
FT8.
I thought I heard a little CW in there, but I don't think so.
Well, good night, all. I'm heading out too. WA60IB. I got to stay the whole night on 6. That's unusual.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure having you in here, and you got to talk to a few people that you don't get a chance to hear from most of the time here on 6. Thanks, Ken. 7-3 to you, 73s to you, Rob. And Aaron's not been in here, but I know he's been running the net, so I assume the stream has been going. So he's into his home QTH there. And he can't operate on 6 when he's doing it here. So that's why he wasn't able to check in. Good night, all. We'll see you tomorrow night for those of us that can get on 1296. K6MYC going that way.
Hey, Mike, what do you have for a count? And good to hear you in there, Ken. WA60IB, KM6SR.
Roger. Good night, Rob. And go ahead, Mike. Rob asked you a question.
Yeah, we got 26, Rob.
Okay, I'm counting. Hang on.
Take your shoe off.
I didn't get your number, Rob. What number did you get, Rob?
Yeah, I was counting. I got 26 also.
Well, miracle of miracles.
Actually, I got one more. I didn't put myself in there. And I had 4 people check in last night after you were gone. Over.
Yeah, I got those.
Okay, yeah, you got John 711, Russ 410, Bill 776, and John 759.
I thought it was, maybe it was John. I thought it was Darren 756.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I was having a hard time hearing him a little bit.
Well, we got somebody with a 75. That's good enough.
Okay, Roger. Oh, I got a text from Aaron. He says that he can't check in on 6 meter because he has his HF rig with him. Over.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I said. He can't check in on 6 because he's using it. Or something to that effect anyway. Got it.
Okay. I'm sure he's listening to you there. Anyway, good night, Mike and Judy. K6MYC, KM6SR 73.
Good night, Rob.
With him over there, so he doesn't have it hooked up remote, so he can't check in on 6.
Yep. All right, 73 Ken, good evening, K6MYC.
Yeah, I'm barefoot now. Good night, WE6OIB.